wishing us the best. Our podcast is better than the rest. You got an issue, better say it with your chest. Until then, keep wishing us the best. Keep wishing us the best. Our podcast is better than the rest. You got a problem, better say it with your chest. Until then, keep wishing us the best.
Anyways, what have you been up to these? Has it been 2 weeks? 2 weeks, yeah.
You know I be doing the most, as always. Today was just super busy. Today we went to Kennesaw Mountain. Kennesaw Mountain is like a Civil War, like, fighting grounds. So they have like cannons and shit. Like, it's a nice hike. It's dope.
What? Like, it was like the battle of something that happened there, or?
Yeah, and they got signs and shit, but I don't know like the specific battles. But yeah, it's like different battles that were fought, and now it's like I guess it's a national park.
Okay.
But it was hella hot outside today.
Same here.
So,
Same here. Yes.
Yeah. It was like in the 80s up there too, huh?
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. So, today was busy. I probably look like I'm high and I'm not. Like, I'm literally just so exhausted right now. Just a crazy week. Yeah, but that's about it.
Yeah.
What you been up to?
I was, we was gonna try to get this episode done on 420, but I would have been lit anyways. Like,
oh yeah, I went to sleep. I was done for.
So
what was I doing that day? Oh, that day I had spent like.
You had to train somebody.
I had to train somebody, but I was like at the. I either had to take my car to the shop or I was at the dealership, one or the other. But I got home and I was just like, no, not doing it. And then I was like, we just got our other episode up, so I'm like, it's okay. I'm like, that one just went up recently. So
yeah, I did 2 at
I'm
once.
like,
So it was, like, I had time to actually edit. I don't know, that second episode was easy as fuck to edit. I was like, I need us to have more episodes where we don't take breaks in between and we're just talking. So it's so much easier to edit.
Because I feel like the video was like fucking up or something and we were
Yeah.
having to stop. Is that what was happening?
The one, I don't know, the one before, yeah, I think shit was fucking up and people's call. I don't know. It was. I know I had to edit some shit out. And,
There was a lot going on.
Yeah, but today, I don't know. We just been on some. I'm not just straight chill shit, but it was nice to just sit out on the deck, enjoy the weather, straighten up the backyard a little bit, block some things off so Pup can't just have free reign anymore.
Oh yeah.
Cause
Like on the deck or like in the whole backyard?
well, the whole backyard. It's a part where I had it blocked off originally, but with the the weather changing, the ground and everything, stuff started pushing up, so he could kind of squeeze through the fence, and
hell
he was
no.
going behind the garage and stuff. And Monique was like, he has like 3 trenches back there. I was like, yeah, see, like
Three what?
Trenches. He's like been digging.
Oh, digging.
Yeah, and I'm like, you lost your privileges, sir. So
Right. It's a wrap now.
went out there, blocked that off, so he can't get behind the garage anymore. He can only get to the yard that we can see.
Y'all, real adult homeowner type shit.
Trying. And then I thought I was gonna have to go to work because I don't know. I had an employee call off, but I had another employee there, but he's new. But he said he could handle it by himself, and I'm like, it's Sunday. I don't think we're gonna be that busy. Apparently, we weren't. So,
Worked out good for you.
I've worked 3 12-hour shifts in a row, so yeah, I was like, I really did not want to go in today.
I just don't even know how. I think I would be ready to crash. Like, I can't remember the last thing I did anything for that long. Not the same thing.
It wasn't too bad. It was just it's just really being there. It's not like, oh, we were super busy. I don't know. T-Mobile had
Yeah.
some inkling for some reason that, oh, this is going to be the busiest weekend of the year. So they made all the managers work. Like, I don't work Saturdays. Like
Right.
you get like one Saturday a month out of me. And if I'm working a Saturday, I'm definitely not working a Friday and not working a Sunday. And the fact that I had to work open to close on a Friday and a Saturday. And then
No
we
bueno.
saw all of 10 people yesterday. 10 people. Like,
So you getting paid to chill, so I wouldn't be too mad about that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. I wasn't mad. I was just like, I would rather be at home, though. But I was
Facts.
half of my shift yesterday was overtime anyway, so like
Oh.
I had been there so much that I was my whole half of the shift was pure overtime. My overtime is like almost 30 an hour, so I'm like, hey, whatever, fine, it's okay.
Not bad. Okay.
But yeah, that's
All right.
how life has been. Just work, nothing fun. This week at least. Well, besides 420, did get super
Same.
blown. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got the power pack. Got some runts.
That
the
was a nice
whiskey.
picture you sent me. Yeah, we gonna have to figure out something, but we'll talk about that when we turn the cameras off.
But anyways,
But
episode 10. No, 11. 11. Yeah. This is
Ish.
yeah. I don't even know what we're gonna call this episode.
Well, we don't even have to name it right now. Let's just get into what annoys the fuck out of you about the opposite sex. What are your pet peeves?
Yeah.
What are some things that we do that just, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm
Make you
sure
mad.
this is going to be the one where women say I'm probably in my bag, and I'm not, but I am. But also, I came up with my list.
Unfortunately, I agree with a lot of the things that he says in this particular list about women. I've never been that type of woman, but it's like, no, I'm sure I probably have at some point, but yeah.
But yeah, I came up with the majority of this by thinking of why I enjoy my wife. So I don't know if that balances shit out or not, but in my head it does. But to start things off, one of my biggest gripes, at least just what I think in general, is that, and this is a combination of I think most women are horrible listeners. Like, they pick and choose what they want to hear, and then on top of that, they don't actually want men who are good communicators, because a lot of times they will call them on their bullshit because they actually are listening to the type of shit they say and remembering certain lies they may, or things they may have omitted, and then they find out about later on. Yeah, I think just in general, most women only listen when they want to, or when it matters to
I
them.
guess good communication is like, what do you mean? That could kind of be subjective. Like, what is, you said you feel like you don't think women really want somebody who communicates well with them, or are you just saying women don't want somebody who calls them out on their bullshit?
I feel like,
Because I don't feel like those two things are necessarily like interchangeable.
if a man's a good communicator, not only can he tell you how he feels, but he is also going to pay attention to how you feel and things you say. And it tends to be, at least on my part, the better you communicate, the better memory you may have of conversations. And I've noticed also a lot of women don't like when you have good memory of conversations y'all had. So that's why I say that. That's why I would say it's a correlation there.
You could be a bad communicator and still tell a person about themselves, though. Like, I feel uh like Chop tells me about myself every chance he gets. He's telling me about myself. Um, and a lot of it is true.
But
I will
is he
say,
a bad communicator?
sometimes yes, and
Okay.
I say that with love. I say that because I feel like his delivery sometimes just be like a little bit off or like harsh. Like, I am very much a soft person. Like, I don't like being like talked to harshly because I'm very calm and I don't like in general yell and get upset. So sometimes I feel like the communication is bad because of the way that he delivers the message, and I think
But
that the delivery is important.
would you have taken said message the same if he came at you very soft and gentle like?
I don't know. Probably. I can only know that I don't like it's
You don't
like
know.
I I mean, yeah, if you I mean, I can't always say that like it's always like that. So, it's not always like that, but when it is like that, it's like, just so abrasive sometimes, and
But I feel like
I'm
because of that, oh, hey, this really bothers him. But if he would be like, hey, I'm not really feeling or how you did this, you'd be thinking like, oh, okay, it kind of bothered him, but it wasn't a biggie. But if he comes at you like, look, what the fuck is you doing? Type shit, it's like, oh, okay, that kind of pushing buttons there. So you don't think the energy behind it kind of shows, I guess, how much it actually bothers him?
Yeah, it definitely shows the urgency. It definitely does, but I don't convey things like that. Like, I just be like, "Hey, like, can you not?" Like, probably verbatim, and it gets done. Like, I don't have to. I don't think I need to be like. I don't think it has to be abrasive and harsh ever. Honestly, I mean, like I said, I don't talk like that. I don't deliver messages like that. So I don't think I need that for the message to be taken seriously. But yeah. So,
Okay, okay, okay.
but I feel you. I'll say I agree mostly.
What was I saying? The next one I was talking to you about was I personally believe that not all women, but a majority of women like to live in chaos. And to break that down, meaning more so, all the women that say they want a Russell Wilson type or something like that, they they would know how to actually live in that space, because they're so used to the negative. They're so used to waiting for the other shoe to drop. They misinterpret the no the stress free zone as the calm before the storm, and a lot of them will bring chaos in the relationship because technically that's their safe place. That's what they're used to living in. That's what they're used to functioning in, and they don't see how, I don't want to use that word, but how just the negativeness that it can
You wanted
bring
to
into a
say
relationship.
toxic.
Yeah, I don't want to use it.
I know. I know.
Don't want to
I
use
was like,
it.
you want to say toxic so bad.
Don't want to use it in 2022.
But yeah, I actually know, like, I've had friends like that, like female friends like that, and I even stopped talking to a friend kind of over something similar to that because I'm like, you love doing this toxic shit, and I was like, to the point where I'm like, I think something might really be wrong with her because I'm like, she's like, and we're not like that young at this point. This is probably like late 20s, early 30s. And she was just like dealing with this dude that was really immature, but she's really immature too in a lot of ways, but very smart, very, has like her master's in social work, like a very smart individual. But just when it came to like common sense shit and relationships, it was just like so chaotic with every single person every single time. And I'm like, you love living in this space. And my final draw with it was like her dude came over and like kicked in her door, and then she went
Wow.
to like she ended up like that same day going to his son's like baseball game and like slapping the ice cream out of his hand at the game. I mean, it was just ridiculous back and forth stuff. And she's like kind of almost like laughing, bragging about it, like, oh my gosh, like, let me tell you what happened. And I'm like, this is not okay. Like, he's like choked her and was like slapping her, and she's like, just like, oh my gosh, like, he's just so aggressive. And I'm like, he's abusive. Like, that's
like that
beyond. I'm like, that's beyond aggression. I just couldn't keep hearing like those types of stories every day. I'm like, are you slow or something? Like, what the fuck?
She liked that shit.
But then she went and had a baby with like my ex-boyfriend that she introduced me to. So I 100% think she's a little slow.
Yeah, see, this is chaos. It sounds like she liked drama. That's what she wanted.
Chaotic as fuck.
Like it's this sound that's going around on TikTok or whatever, and Monique happened to be watching the clip like of the actual show. It was like a Love and Hip Hop thing, but I could tell just from the start of the clip. The start of the clip is like probably like 4 or 5 minutes before the actual sound that's on TikTok. But I was like, this is that clip. I can already tell how it's going. But it was it's the clip on there where it's like, how do you know my man? She's like, I know your kid because I know your man. I know your man because I sit on his face every night. Like, but
Who
it was
said that? Tommy?
Yeah, Tommy to some chick. I don't know. It was Scrap or whoever she's with.
I hate that I even know these people, but yeah, I know who you're talking about.
And it was just the whole thing was like she literally started everything just to tell this other girl that, hey, I'm fucking your baby daddy. Like and then she got mad about the whole thing. But she started the whole thing. She added all the chaos in her life because she just wanted the baby mama to know that she's fucking the baby daddy now. No real reason behind it. She just wanted that information to be out there.
She has like a daughter that's like, probably like a teenager. This is the Tommy who like slapped her daughter up or did something to her daughter at school.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't be watching. I don't watch Love and Hip Hop no more. I just.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's definitely the same one then. Yeah, I don't. Oh, this is like something new she did.
I'm assuming it had to be in the last couple of months because that soundbite popped up on TikTok within the last couple of months, and then Monique was like scrolling through Facebook, and then that whole little scene played out.
Ridiculousness.
And I know you have one that's kind of like this, so I mean, you can also throw in how you feel. But the whole thing of women wanting a traditional man but not living a traditional lifestyle, meaning you want the man to be super traditional, pay for everything, protect and lead and stuff, but you are not a traditional woman. You're a modern woman. You live a modern woman lifestyle. You do what the fuck you want to.
What do modern women do? What's the difference? Let's define the difference between modern women and traditional.
Traditional? Women. I mean, traditional traditional women really didn't have a voice or a say in things. They did what they almost they almost were like another version of child. They did what they were told. They were they were extensions of their husband, which I don't agree with. I'm I believe in different instances where women should have say, women should have power, everything like that. But what where the traditional sense came from, you have to think of the stance of where women were almost seen as just property. Women were just extensions of what the man was. So
don't you think that like traditional has like evolved though, like in that sense?
I
Like,
mean, but
I'm not.
is it traditional then? Like, I don't think it would
Yeah,
be still considered traditional because
yeah. I think it would be traditional. I think traditional is the woman is at home and she's responsible for like the day to day with the household and the kids and that type of thing. But that type of traditional that you're describing is almost like it sounds lightweight abusive, like
abuse.
yeah, like I'm getting like abusive vibes, like she's his property
No,
and
like
she is told what, like I don't, I think you can still be traditional and still confide and make decisions with your partner. Like
but
I
like
still think that can be traditional.
traditional sense. Like I think of like my grandparents type relationship where my grandfather was the one that worked and stuff like that, and they moved here from Memphis and stuff like that. She did that because he got a job here. It wasn't like and I don't know how much say she really had in it. I mean, I'm assuming she had something, but women didn't have that much say or sway into what was going to happen. It was kind of just based off of what happened to the man, and then as a wife, she's got to roll with the punches and go with whatever situation he's in. I feel like women had less of a say, less of a sway in the decision making when it comes to being traditional. And yeah, they took care of home and cooked and cleaned up, and just even that, just having to be the ones to always cook and clean and just they're the only ones who tend to the children and
Well, yeah, with the kid household stuff, I would be okay with. I am okay with solely cooking and cleaning. Like I'm okay with that. But like if I had children, I wouldn't be okay with me just being the only one to tend to the kids. But like,
but even you having your own money to do your own things, you ain't asking to have an allowance or asking to get you have free will to get access to either your own money or his money too. Women
right,
back then didn't have access to their husband's money just like that, or
right.
had money of their own.
So, would you consider this traditional? Would you consider a man who makes the money, the woman stays at home, she does the day to day stuff, with the house, with the kids, like as far as like school and stuff like that. Like she takes care of all of that. But as far as where they live or um, like decisions like that, like what kind of cars they drive, what if they make those decisions together? Is that traditional?
Um,
Like it's not like, hey, you're driving this van, I'm getting you this van. It's like, no, let's find a car.
it's it's a form of traditional, but I kind of look at it as the world isn't set up to be traditional anymore. Like,
Not the majority, for sure.
yeah, I mean, you look at like what we were talking about. You look at how much men and women make who was functioning off of one person's salary? Who was about to live any type of, I'm not even gonna say lavish life, just okay lifestyle? I couldn't imagine two people living off of 40,000, 42,000,
Absolutely not. Not
and
today. Not
that
now.
and yeah, and
Everything's
this
so inflated. Fuck
and that's
no.
what I'm saying with how things are now. Why is there an expectation to have a traditional lifestyle? Because the majority of person isn't going to be able to take care of a family on a one person household, let alone take care of another person on just a one income household. Is
Or, or, because we're talking as people who don't have kids. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
imagine throwing kids in the mix.
yeah,
Like,
shit. I having these pets is enough right now for me. Just
facts.
think about how
This
much money we
food,
be spending on them.
yeah, this food be costing it be costing enough.
And then we
Shit.
added some actual children and that
That
actually
have to
grow
have
and gonna
clothes
need
and stuff. Yeah.
it's gonna need a lot of clothes because they're gonna grow out of clothes quick as fuck, at least in the beginning. And then it's
Yeah, that
gonna
shit
shift
sounds
to
like,
they gonna be eating more food because they're growing organisms. So,
yeah, that sound like hella, that sounds like a hella bill.
and
But
I just think it's crazy to me for like I feel like kind of some women kind of pick and choose what they would I guess say is traditional or what they want out of being traditional, where they want the man to pay for everything and vice versa, but they're not willing to live a traditional woman's life, which you know,
well, I don't think a lot of men actually want to live with women. Like, I don't think, I don't know. I've never met a man who wanted it to be like that. Like,
like
in the
what?
past, I've had, like, all right, I'm going to take care of you and I want you to shut the fuck up, basically. Like, I mean, experiences that I've had in the past where, I'll pay all the bills, I'll take care of you, but it's not like you gonna have to, like, what do you want to do? Do you want to do something? Do you want to work? Do you not want to work? Like, what do you want to do? You want to have kids? Like, what do you want to do? But he was financially inept. I mean, he could make that choice because he was not an average earner. But I don't think it's fair for women to ask that of an average earner unless you're just gonna live in poverty and you're gonna choose to live in poverty, which is very weird.
I mean, yeah, that's
But
if you're gonna have that expectation of that man, then know his pockets. I guess know what type of nigga you got. You
yeah,
because a nigga making anything under, honestly, anything under 100. I don't see how you out here supporting two people. I really don't.
not with like two cars, a decent house, like
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
I
I
don't
mean, you
even.
can rock on bare minimum, sure, but yeah,
Yeah,
any
I gotta
type
rock with
of
comfortability.
yeah,
There's just no comfort. But yeah, but just going back to like I don't know. Do you know men who would want it like that? Like, I'll pay for everything, but this is how you have to be. Because I think, like how you're saying, women don't want to be traditional like that. I think men have evolved, and I don't think they wanted to be traditional in that sense. Because at the end of the day, back then, women really didn't have like a choice. They had to be traditional like that. Like,
yeah,
women
they
have a choice now, but
yeah.
and men know that women have a choice. So I don't know that. I think men have evolved into being a more. I think there's a difference between traditional back then and today's traditional.
Yeah, I just don't know if I would call today's it being traditional. It's
I
modern,
the
I
only
guess.
reason the only reason why I would call it like modernized traditional. The only reason why I will call it traditional is I think if a man is paying all the bills,
But also,
I think
apparently, you know different niggas than I know, because I don't know most niggas will be like, "Hey, yeah, I want to pay all the bills." No,
like my ex, some years back, he was like, just trying to figure out if he wanted to stay in his apartment or if he wanted to move into the area I was living in. So his lease was about to be up, and my lease had like 6 months, and it left. And he was like, can can we just move in together, and I'll just pay the rent and whatever other household bills and da da da. I mean, we ended up not doing that, but yeah, I know plenty of men
but I
who
can see that
take care of it.
as more so compromising because he moving into your shit, but not just, "Hey, let's go get a house together, and I'm gonna just pay for everything, and I'm gonna just pay all the bills." Like I don't know any dude who just, at least not who runs in my circle, who just
Yeah,
offers to pay everything, and wants to pay
yeah.
everything, you know.
I know quite quite a few. No, he definitely was. He definitely would have paid all of the bills, like 100%,
I
like no
mean,
question, no
hey,
question asked. But that was kind of like a compromise. Like, hey, if you let me do this, then this is how I can repay you for that. But again, I just think it goes back to how much money you have. Like, if you have a certain amount of money, then you are going to move a different way. And I think for
I mean, yeah,
him in particular,
that's definitely true. If I
I think
had
he just
150,000 a year, I would not even expect. Because at that point, what would Monique's money really do? Like,
exact. And
but
that's kind of where we were at. Like, I was probably making like 40, 30, 40,000 at that point, and he knew that, and he was making 130,0and.
oh,
So
see,
it was
yeah,
like,
but that's what I'm saying.
but that's
The
not the
average nigga ain't
norm.
making that much money. average nigga ain't. Average nigga wish he was making over 100.
Hold on, you were breaking up. I didn't hear anything you
Oh,
said for
I
like the
was
last 10 seconds.
I was saying the average nigga is not making that much money. The average nigga is not even hitting 100. Average nigga may not even be
Average nigga
hitting
not hitting
50.
75. Yeah, like
So
it's definitely it makes sense for people who are average earners to double up. Like, it doesn't make sense for those people. Like, I just feel like if for women who want that, like, then you need to continuously seek out somebody who makes that type of money, because you should not ask that of somebody who makes 50,000 a year.
exact
You just shouldn't seek
that
out the
literally
person who And you
yes.
know what? At the end of the day, it's not enough of them niggas to go around for everybody. So, you might have to be regular, and there's nothing wrong with that for most people. So
I mean, but that's I feel like that's the it. A lot of people don't want to be regular, don't want to be average. That was actually
they
another
don't
one of the
have
things. They don't want
they
to be
don't have to
average.
want they don't have to want it. It's just what it is.
But
Like,
they okay. They want to accept being average. When I mean, I feel
well,
like at
yeah, that's something different.
certain in certain aspects you have to just accept it. I mean, unless you are wholeheartedly doing something to change that, you're average. You're an average earner.
Right.
You fuck with average earners, so don't put the expectation of uh, a well-off entrepreneur on top of a nigga who's working a 9 to 5. It's
Facts.
it's unrealistic. It's,
Facts.
and then also, when it comes to what they're doing, like you can't be you can't be the you over here working 9 to 5 at some fast food place expecting to get the nigga who's about to buy you Birkin bags and shit like that. Like,
Why
look what
not?
lane you in.
Why not? Why she can't? Niggas love rescuing broke bitches.
Look,
why
you
she? Why she can't be?
I
Why
mean,
she can't get a come up?
you can
From
have
working at the shelter?
you can have aspirations, but you can't expect that shit to happen. That's all I'm saying. You can have all the aspirations in the world, but you can't expect it to happen. You can't get mad if it don't happen, especially if you aren't positioning yourself. If you're not positioning yourself around niggas who roll like that, and you in the lane where you come across a lot of 9 to 5 niggas, you gonna probably have a lot of 9 to 5 options versus
I mean, yeah.
entrepreneurship options.
These are the facts. I
So
can't disagree with you on that. You better get off from that 9 to 5 and take your ass to like a country club party or something.
yeah,
Cause yeah, I'll go ahead and speak on one of mine.
all right.
Something that bothers me. I feel like a thing that men do is in the beginning they introduce like a vibe that they have no intention on maintaining. Like whether it's like you might meet a chick and maybe you just taking her out to all these nice ass restaurants in the
Oh, so
beginning.
you be super romantic.
Yeah, or just like spending money. Like you start off spending money, and then 6 months down the line, it's like, or not even 6 months. Like maybe it's like the next month. Like, oh, babe, we can't do this. Like, hold on, nigga. Like I thought this was what it was. Like you mean to tell me you on a budget now? All of a sudden, like, don't introduce a vibe you can't maintain. Like, if you're not a Ruth Chris ass nigga on the regular, don't take me to Ruth Chris on the first date. Like, if you're not used to spending
I
$200
don't
on
know
dinner,
though. Ooh, that's kind of.
if you're not used to,
I
if
don't
that's
know.
not something that you're used to doing, and you had to like penny pinch and save up to do this, don't even do it. Like
See,
let's do like let's do some let's get creative, because then I'm gonna associate you with that type of a vibe. Like, okay, well he don't spend money, but the nigga is fun and he's creative, and he spent 30-40 bucks and we went
so
fucking skateboarding through the park and we had a picnic.
so
Like that's
you just boxing in a nigga based off of how he take you on your first date. That's dangerous though. Because
yeah.
you want to woo a girl,
You don't
and
have to woo a girl with money though. Like, don't fake like you got Ruth Chris bread and you don't. Like,
I mean it's not
no.
faking it. What if you just I want to take her out somewhere special? This is my first date. I've been trying to date her for a minute. I want to take her somewhere special. And he take you to Roof Chris or what's that other
Okay,
shit?
but if I
What's the
want to
lady?
go to Ruth Chris again the next month, then you talking about some, oh, I don't have the money for it. I'ma feel bamboozled a little bit. I'ma feel
because he took you out and wanted to take you out somewhere special. So
yeah,
so
like I don't
so you want a
expect
nigga to
it.
give you a little preface before, like, look, hey, normally I can't afford this, but you special to me, so we gonna go out on that on town, but I can't
That's
normally
not
do this.
that's not what I want. I want like what can you afford every weekend, or what can you afford every other weekend? That's what I want. I don't want you to like spend $300-400 and then it's like, because at that point that's the vibe that I'm like,
I mean,
oh, okay.
I get
That
what
gives me
I get what
that
you're
gives
saying.
me
I do
that
get what
gives
you're
me an
saying.
idea. It gives me an idea of like, okay, do I want to keep, dating this dude because, like, it gives me an idea of what he has, and I'm not gonna sit up here and act like money and income isn't important. Like, it's very important, and you need to have a comfortable amount for me. Like, because like I said, I would just feel bamboozled. Like, oh, this is not a regular thing for you, then don't start it off like that. Or
I can see where you coming from.
yeah,
It's
but I
it's a
don't
little
want to.
it's a little slippery. But
It is, because what if he just did have some extra money at that point? And it's like, oh, I want to, I want to.
he
Yeah, I
want to
really
show
like
you a
her. Like,
nice
I really,
time.
really, yeah. But then I ain't gonna hold you up, nigga. If we can't go to Roof Chris again soon, it might. It's definitely gonna make me like,
But
huh?
then on this
Well,
aspect,
was
you
that
saying,
just?
hey, take her to McDonald's the first few dates, so she you set the bar low, like
Yeah,
you don't want to set the bar high. That's I don't know.
facts. Facts. I feel like no fucking facts, because don't start off spending a whole bunch of money that you really don't normally have. Like say that shit. Save that shit. Like, let's do something that is. That's what I'm saying. Like, niggas be feeling like the last time I went on a date with a dude, um, I we went to like a steakhouse somewhere in like Buckhead. The
All
tab
right.
was like it was like 250.
Ooh.
Like 250 on top of like, we Ubered in like Escalades, like there and back. Like it was a very expensive date, but I knew that he had the money just based on a couple of things. Like he had on a Rolex. Rolexes are pretty expensive watches, so I know if the dude has on a Rolex, like he definitely, like, more than likely you got some type of money. And then where he lived, I'm like, oh, okay. So when he did that, it was like, in my mind, I really was like, this is normal for him. Like, this isn't like something that he's just doing. Like, when he take bitches out, this is probably like normal. Like, had on Balenciagas, like just real, you know, Atlanta extra type nigga. And I mean, I didn't like him, obviously.
He's a
Nothing,
stunter. Yeah, he's a
nothing. Yeah,
stunter.
yeah. And I'm just like, and it was funny because me and my girls talked about it, and I was just telling them, like, giving them the profile, and they were like, yeah, like he's just introducing you to his normal vibe, like that's his normal vibe. And
But
I'm like, yeah,
you also got to
but
look at how he trying, depending on what you put off. Because, for example, you might put off to a lot of niggas that they gotta have some type of money to date you, to
good.
even walk in the door. So certain niggas are going to put on whatever show they gotta put on to get, like, you get in the club, like
Yeah, but don't.
you got to get in the
I,
club
I'm gonna
maybe.
be able. I'm gonna be able to detect your fraudness very quickly. So it's like, don't even waste your time trying to like act like you don't have it with me, because I'm going to detect it very quickly, and it's gonna be a wrap. Like, you wasted money because you out here trying to finesse. So,
So
but yeah, so
you look at okay, you look at that as a finesse, and look
I
at
do look at it
acting.
as a
Okay,
finesse, because I would
okay.
much rather go. Man, listen. I
But I'm
know.
saying,
Well, I don't know. You might think I'm like high maintenance or some shit,
but
but
I'm
I'm
saying,
really not.
do they know that though? Because the vibe you could put off is, oh, I'm Roof Chris all the time type shit, and he don't even know. Oh wait, we could have went to Chili's and she would have been okay with that.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Definitely not to Chili's, but
Wait, hold on.
what I am
I'm gonna
saying.
need you to not shit on Chili's though, because chicken nachos is to die for. But
Okay.
continue.
Well, I don't eat chicken, but I'm more into like, and when I was dating, guys do that. Like, these are the type of things that I like. Like, I don't have to do an expensive date. I prefer not to do an expensive date. I prefer not to, because even
But I'm
like with the
saying,
dude,
but do you put off that vibe that you prefer
um,
not to? Because I would argue you do not.
I like when guys have asked me like, "Oh, what kind of stuff do you like to do?" I like to hike. I like to go to the park. I like to do active shit. Like, one of my favorite dates was literally, we went and got bikes, and we went and rode bikes, and then we had a picnic in the park. Cost him Probably that was like 10 years ago. Probably cost him like $30 at that point. Like literally the best day, and he was a Delta pilot. Like this nigga had money. He didn't spend a whole bunch of money, and I was like, this was nice. This was creative. But I did that was 10 years ago. But flash
I'm about to
forward
say,
today,
and
niggas,
did he get the multiple days afterwards?
he got one more date, but then I thought he was gay, so that particular person I didn't date anymore. But creative dates for me are a win. Like even with the expensive date, I already was like putting him in a box. Like I don't like him, but if I just like wanted to, go out and be in the city and ride around in Escalades and just do like some nice shit, like he gonna be down with it every weekend because you know he's with that shit. Like he's on the scene. This is what he does. So, but if he would have just took me on a regular date, I probably would have thought differently about him. Like if it was just something that just costs $50 to $100, I probably would have thought different. But
So you saying
yeah,
don't date outside your means, period.
you shouldn't. And even if you do got it, I still don't feel like you should go all out like that on a first date. I
I
that's
mean,
just me
you know what?
personally.
Maybe that works. Maybe that works now. But I know when I was younger, I never, I never thought like, ooh, let me be kind of frugal on this date because I don't want to set up the expectation that I can afford to do this all the time. Because I remember, what was it? It was, uh, yo used to be best friend in high school. I feel like that first date, that was probably the most I spent on a first date, and I wish you would have thought I would have always spent $150 on the first date because that's no. I mean, especially not then in college. Like, okay, now 150 is not. No, I'm not gonna say it's not nothing because I still 150 for me and Monique going out is still a little crazy.
That's a nice, yeah, that's a
Like
nice date.
that's not the norm, but like we eat out a lot, and we ain't spending no $150.
Yeah.
But I would never have wanted her to think that was the norm because that would never be. But it was our first date. I'm trying to woo her. I'm trying to show her a nice time, and I'm not really trying to think about, hey, I'm capping it off at this is much I can afford, you know.
Right. I
But
mean, there could be easily other examples.
but no, I can feel what you're
Yeah.
saying now, just
But like
because.
gifts, or you start off like doing this or doing that, or even just being a certain way, like affectionate and lovey-dovey, and then all of a sudden you get comfortable and it just like dwindles down. Like just in general, just introducing different vibes. But honestly, I really meant it more on like more so like with like dating and like going out and like spending money and stuff like that. So but yeah.
No, I feel you. But what did you? I feel like you meant to more just don't not try to keep things fresh. I don't. Did you mean it about the money? Because you just said
I
like
was thinking about like, okay, so I'm gonna give you another specific situation. Like, when I first started kicking it with Chop, probably like the next month, he was like, "Let's go to Miami." Like just randomly, like, "Let's go to Miami." Like we hadn't even had sex yet or anything. Like it was like, yeah, he was trying. I'm sure. Yeah, he was trying, but it was just like, oh, this is fun and random and spontaneous. And then after we started dating, like nothing like that happened again for like a while. And me, I'm just like, oh, I like doing that type of shit frequently. Like if it's like just something fun, quick we can do, then I just felt like he just got comfortable and was like, you know, like that's not even really who he really was. And I'm like,
So okay, so you, but it didn't have to actually pertain to monetarily. You just want somebody to keep the same energy.
keep the same energy. Keep the same energy. Yeah.
Okay.
But it was just kind of like, I don't know. I don't want to say disappointing, but it was like, oh, okay, this isn't really who you are. All right, check. Okay.
But I mean, I feel it though,
he-
because sometimes you could just have an extra influx of bread and just hey, let's do something. Like, but
Right.
I
Right. But I need to know, is that going to be the norm or what? Like, I want to know this. Like, I need to know if it's the norm. So don't give me some out of the norm shit in the beginning, because then I'm going to think it's the norm. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Next topic.
Okay.
Um,
What's your next one? I feel like I did too many in a row.
What do I want to? Which one do I want to talk about? Like I guess these kind of are intertwined a little bit, but not 100%. Is just getting comfortable in the relationship, like. And see, this is just one thing that I feel like just really is, because women definitely do this too. But just speaking from, because I don't date bitches, so experiences with men is, I mean, that could even be an example. Like, oh, this is something you started off doing in the beginning and then it stopped. But even just something as simple as like being affectionate, or
I mean,
let's say,
I feel like women be on the same shit. For us, it's more of you was on some freak shit before we got like together,
yeah,
and now
and then
that freak shit
right.
ain't. What the fuck happened to that? Like,
Yeah. And then with men, it's like, oh, like we used to go on dates, we used to do this, we used to, do that. And it's just like, I think a lot of men feel like they don't need to court their partners anymore. And it's like, no, nigga, we still need to go out and like do something fun together. Like we need to have a together activity that we do, or it doesn't even have to be, oh, you don't take me out anymore. Like just make it like priority to intentionally spend time together.
see, I think part of that in our heads is kind of due to the fact that women make themselves the prize. Therefore, in our heads, we got the prize. What the fuck? When you get a prize, you ain't got to maintain the shit. You got it. You got what you got it.
See,
You
that's where
won.
y'all got it fucked up. That's where y'all got it fucked up.
No, I
You
feel
should
you.
maintain the prize.
I feel you,
should.
but in our head, what other prize do you have to maintain? You don't have to maintain. Once you win the prize, you win it. I mean, with the exception of a title belt or something like that, you win it, you won. You win an Oscar, you won. You don't have to defend the Oscar. You win a Grammy, you won. You don't have to defend
I'm
the Grammy.
sure somebody is dusting off their Oscar and taking great care of it on a regular basis. So, yeah, that's what
Or
you
the
do as a
Oscar is just
partner.
sitting on the shelf.
Right, getting dusted and taken care of. That's what I'm saying.
Or maybe it's just sitting there, just a reminder of
It's
I did that.
It's valuable, so it should be getting some type of care.
But
That's all I'm saying.
but then you look at it as valuable to whom? Because that's subjective.
Yeah, I hope it's valuable to the winner. Shit.
I mean,
I hope the prize holder, I hope it's valuable
hopefully,
to that motherfucker.
but like I said, it depends on how you want to look at it. It could just be sitting on the shelf, and he just look at it as a reminder, like, yeah, I did that. Just so like how you look at his significant other, like, yeah, I got that right there. I did
and
that
now
shit.
that sneaks out and be on somebody else's shelf in the middle of the night.
But
dang, this shelf is nicer. Shit.
I do think part of that has to do with the putting on pedestal thing, and I feel like if it was more normalized, men, I like if it was just more normalized in general. I feel like men would keep that same energy, versus going through the rigmarole to actually obtain you, and not having to remember they have to still not only obtain you but keep you.
Because men are simple. Like, men feel special in different ways, I think, than what a woman needs to feel special. Like, with a lot of men to feel special, you could just bring this nigga a plate of food and a drink and suck
Yeah.
his dick, and he's just like, oh, this is, I love you so much. Like, this is amazing. With a woman, not
how,
so
often, how
much.
often do we get that shit?
Not.
I've,
I could argue that mine gets it often.
but I'm
like,
just I'm just saying
a
in
lot.
general though. In general, for men, we look at it how often you get that shit. For women, you're used to it. You're used to getting constantly men are approaching you, trying to take you out, trying to spend money on you.
I'm talking about like in your relationship though. Like,
I
I'm
mean,
talking
but
about like being comfortable after. I'm not talking about like that. I'm just saying like women want to feel like their partner is still wanting to date them and you know do the things that you did in the beginning to keep them. Like I said, that's how a lot of women and well maybe not
I
even a
mean,
lot,
yeah,
but I know
we
yeah,
feel the
like
same way.
women
But
want
yeah,
to yeah, but like a man doesn't necessarily want to like go out and you know be wined and dined to feel special. Like that's not something that like I'm sure most men would probably take option A over option B.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So yeah, I just feel like a lot of men miss the mark with that. You know, you get comfortable in that relationship and you feel like you don't gotta date your partner no more. And that's some grade A bullshit.
I think men in general we have to take take more into realizing what women want to take into consideration more what women want to, and because a lot of times we don't look at you wanting to go out and everything as, oh, I want to go out and spend some time with you. It's just we look at it as y'all just want to go out. We ain't trying to go out. I feel like a lot of dudes in general are probably more homebodies than most women are, and just ain't trying to do the extra shit. But they don't
Unacceptable.
take it into consideration as, that you are enjoying going out with them, and you're trying to go out with them and not just trying to go out or something like that.
Right. Right.
But
Cause I could go out with my girls, but that shit. Sometimes I just be wanting to go out and catch a vibe with my nigga. Like I
I
don't want to
got you.
be out with them. I could do that with them all the time, but yeah, I think a lot of the comfortability comes into is when you decide to like whether you're married or not when you live with your partner because it's kind of like I see you every day. Like, what do you mean we don't spend time together? And it's a big difference in seeing your partner every day and you know, that doesn't you guys just might somebody might be in one room and another person is in another room and or maybe you just happen to just be like in the same room, but it's not necessarily spending intentional time together. I want something to be planned. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. Like not just the oh, well, we both kind of accidentally just landed in the living room together. So here we are spending time, which you know maybe that is enough for some, but I think a lot of women just want to know that hey, I've carved out this particular set of hours for us to do X, Y, and Z. Like this is it. So, but yeah.
I figured
So
there's
boom.
I figured there's you.
All right. What you got?
Let's see which one.
Let's do like two more, and then we can wrap it up.
Okay. Let's see. The
Pick a good one.
disconnect of having to tame a woman. Why do we romanticize being non-agreeable? I feel like that is a huge thing in I don't know with between men. I've seen so many times of women saying, "Oh, I need him. I want a nigga to put me in my place. Put me like." Why is it? Why is it fun being not agreeable? Why?
Like, why do you think it's cute to say this nigga is gonna knock your head between the washer and dryer? Like, why? Why give
that's
reason?
yeah. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm hoping maybe you got some insight because I don't get
Because people
what's
are toxic.
the
That's
point.
all I got.
Like,
Even though we hate that word. I don't know. I don't know, Dev. That shit is very weird because flip side, niggas be talking about how they like crazy women. And I'm like, why do you think it's cute for this bitch to slash your tires?
I
Like,
feel like niggas like crazy women though because niggas always say the crazy women that the pussy fire. Like,
okay, and you gonna catch the fuck on fire
I
messing
mean,
around.
I'm not saying you wouldn't, but at least I feel like that's the stipulation behind it. I don't really get what's the female equivalent of why she wants a man to check her besides him. Maybe being manly, but I don't really see the
Yeah.
correlation. Like
Yeah.
because he puts you in his place means he's more masculine than another man
Yeah.
who doesn't put you in your place, but
No, I think that's what it is. Like I think they equate that type of uh aggression to masculinity, and it's like, oh, here I go with that word again. But it's very toxic. Like, and a lot of women love it. Like, just like I was telling you about my old college friend, like she loved that drama shit. She loved it. That's why she kept doing it. Like, loved it. Like I was talking to one of my friends, and he was dating this girl, and he was just like, I just don't know, like, I don't know why she's had, so many hard times with the relationships in the past. She's perfect, da da da. He only been dating her for 2 months, so he didn't even really know her. And so
perfect.
then
Okay.
he realized. I mean, she was just like, I don't really know women who've done this, but she was like threatening suicide and like just all this
Ooh,
crazy stuff, and just
I've
like
had one of those.
he's like, I've never, like, I just can't even like understand how somebody can be like that. And I'm like, because she has been operating in drama filled relationships her whole life. This is the only space she knows. Like, she only knows this type of peace. Peace is like so far from like grasp for some people. Like, they just don't even really want peace for real. Like, they experience peace and they need chaos because they're just not even used to it. Not even fucking used to it. And that's so weird to me. um I've never been that type of person, but I've definitely befriended a lot of women like that, and I just I couldn't even stay in that space with them. I'm like, y'all are you slow? Like, why do you want this nigga to beat your ass? Like, why do you want this nigga to be? Why do you want him to put you in your place and do it violently?
I don't
I
even
don't
know if it's a
understand that.
matter of just even beating their ass, but just being being aggressive or forceful with them. Like, I don't know if you've seen any of those memes where um it'd be like when he's aggressive and when you tell me to shut the fuck up, and she'll
Mhm.
like turn to the camera and smile, and then sit
Mhm.
down or something like that. Like, why do you want him to show aggression towards you? And I mean, I guess I'm sure some women find aggression sexy for a man, but it's just that that seems like a slippery slope to go down.
I
That
mean, it's a time and place for that. Like, I don't want that seriously. Like, I don't want you to, like, be like, let's do that in the bedroom. Like, that's where we can do, like, some fun, aggressive role playing type of thing. Like, but no, not in real life. Like, no, I don't know. But some women do equate, men being physically abusive or even emotionally abusive with them caring more as well. So, yeah, that's a whole nother weird situation.
Yes, let me see what's the last one I want to pick. I don't know. I almost want to do a part two so I can go to the next one. But the last one. Yeah, I think that's what we were going to actually go deeper in. Do you? I would pose this question to a lot of women as: do you really want a leader or do you want a partner? In general, because a lot of women say, "Oh, I want a man that can lead me." And I feel like a lot of independent women don't want a leader; they want a partner. I feel like a lot of relationships work better in a partnership than rather somebody being a leader and the other one following behind. I know you say you want a leader. I would argue you want more of a partner.
No, I do. I was just talking shit. I do want well, fuck what I want. Let's go back to I feel like women in general, if women could choose, I feel like they would want a partner.
Yeah.
But they would want it to be in a traditional sense. They want to have
they want it
all. They want
they want it all because
they want a modernized tradition set up.
That's bullshit,
and
though.
I feel it. I feel that if I could keep my coins, of course I would want to keep my coins. But I've always I'm definitely a contributor in a lot of other ways. So, but let's get into like defining tradition and modern, because I just think that traditional that has evolved. Like we have like a today's traditional type of situation, and it's just because of just evolution of just everything, technology, women's rights. Like I think that traditional hasn't died. I think it's just evolved.
But why is today's traditional revolving around the men still paying for everything?
Because that's traditional. Like traditional is the men taking care of the household. I mean, the men taking care of the bills. I think that is a huge chunk of being traditional, or even making the decisions. I mean, yeah, I think that.
But I don't know that many women that would be okay with the man making all the decisions. Even if we'll say, okay, he's paying the bills and taking care of the household. She's still going to want to say in the decisions. And I don't, if that's the case, I would argue, why would she get a say?
Why not get a say?
Because if he's paying for everything and he's paying all the bills in the household, why would she get a say? What is she attributing to this that she deserves a weight in the decision?
Because taking care of a household, and if there's kids involved, that's just because you're not paying bills doesn't mean that you don't have a difficult job. Or
I'm not saying that. I'm not taking away from. I'm not taking away from the fact that she is taking care of the kids at home, but it's the financial aspect of it in my head weighs heavier than the actual dealing with cooking and cleaning, because you wouldn't have a house if he wasn't paying the bills. You wouldn't have a house to cook or clean in if the bills weren't paid.
To some men, it's so much more valuable to have somebody to have that taken care of, and you not even have to worry about those aspects. You get to come home to a clean house.
I get that, but you could pay for those. You could pay for those.
Yeah,
you could pay.
Just have it. Or you
pay.
could just, or you could have it in a partner that you love and you want to be with. So why would I pay for it? I mean, he is paying for it
But
because he's taking care of the household, so he's paying for it.
But I'm saying
Like it's
vice.
not
It
like
couldn't.
these
It
things
couldn't
are.
change vice versa though. You couldn't pay. You couldn't pay a nigga to pay the bills, if that makes sense. Like you couldn't pay a nigga to pay the bills and pay for a house, but you could pay somebody to cook and clean and watch your kids.
Yeah, but then you would be coming out of more money.
Oh yeah, of
because-
course. I'm not
so
saying
why
that.
come out of so why come out of more money when you could just have that in a partner?
I mean,
That
yeah,
you're paying for it because they live in house with you. So
I
you're
get
getting
that.
all of these you're getting all of these services because you are taking care of this household financially. So because you're taking care of this household financially, then you have this partner who is now pulling their own weight and they're making sure that you taking care of the house, they're taking care of you.
is that? I don't know if that's pulling their own weight though. I mean, it's pulling a
I
portion
think it
of the
is.
weight. I don't know if it's because. So you're saying this?
It depends on.
There's an
it
equal
depends
weight.
on- for some people, I would definitely say that they would feel like there's an equal weight, especially if you care about convenience. I feel like people who make a certain salary, I feel like they care more about the convenience of it
But
all.
yeah,
So
but
it's
you could
like-
pay for convenience. That's
Yeah, but you would be paying more than what you're paying if you didn't have a partner. So it's like, why pay that much more and be single and have somebody do all of these things when I can have a partner that I love and want to be with forever and have children
So
with? I can just
the only
that person
stipulation is she get a chance to weigh in on the decisions. I just look at it, if that's a traditional
mean,
route, then
why wouldn't you want somebody? Why wouldn't you? If you marry this person, then I would think that you would think that this person is, you know, that they're capable of, or they're responsible, or they have some type of qualities that you trust in them. So it's like, yeah, why wouldn't you marry? Why wouldn't you confide in this person? Like, do you not trust their judgment? Do you not give a fuck about what they feel? Like, why wouldn't you confide in them? Do you just not?
I mean,
it's
you
not
could-
like, hey, I'm confiding in you because I want your permission. It's more like, hey, babe, I want to get a van. What kind of van do you think we should get? What kind of, it's just kind of like having an extra teammate to like run it by. It's not necessarily they get a say in the decision, but it's like
you're saying
it's like,
but
it's
you're
kinda
saying
like two
teammate,
lines
so
are-
that goes back into the partner, teammate and partner, same thing.
I can't argue against that. I just think that it's traditional if the man is taking care of the financials. I would consider that traditional. Like when a woman's income doesn't have to, none of her income has to go towards paying
I would
for the
consider
home.
that traditional too. I just would also consider that she shouldn't have equal weight in making decisions though.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. Because why have a partner? Why?
But it's
Why
but
you want to be a dictator? Like, I'm doing this, so bitch, shut the fuck up.
but
It's like, it don't
but
have
if
to be
he
that
but
way
if
just 'cause it's
he's
traditional.
if he's financially paying for everything, then is she actually really a partner?
If he's financially paying for everything, does that automatically make him the best decision maker for the home? No, it doesn't. It doesn't make him the best decision maker. Just because you're making the money doesn't mean that you're the best. You could make all the money and still relinquish the entire project of letting your wife redo the house or redo a room. Like, hey, you know what? We need the kitchen redone. I don't want to have anything to do with this. Like, the house shit, this is you. So you're making the decisions on this. What do you want to do? You want to do it yourself? You want to hire somebody? You want to DIY it out? Like, I wouldn't want for him to decide, like, what my kitchen is going to look like. I mean, because I spend the most time in there. Like, I cook. So that's something that I feel like I would want to make the decision on. But again, it just goes back to just because you are
But
the
see, I feel
breadwinner
like that's
doesn't mean that you're the most that you are the.
but
I have a client that I train who they're rich as fuck, and his wife handles all of the money. She didn't make not a dime of it. She handles all of the finances because she's the better decision maker.
he trusts her, but I also feel like in a way he's still dictating. He's saying, "I trust you. Do what you want with money." But
Right.
he could always say, "Okay, never mind. I don't want you to touch it." Then what? Like it's it's still it's not a partnership. It's
Could have. I mean, could have, but that's like that's making an assumption. Like I'm telling you what it is, and you're like, well, this could happen. Yeah,
no, but I'm saying
a lot of things could happen.
it's still like you saying if you saying say I don't want to deal with changing the kitchen. This is all you. That's technically still him dictating. Hey, you fix the kitchen, make the
Yeah.
decisions, but fix the kitchen. He's still telling you to do something. I wouldn't consider that a partnership, and that would fall
But
under
it's like
leadership.
he has no say in what it looks like. Nothing. He has
So-
no say in this. The
so he
decision
could-
is solely hers to make.
So if he came in, he was like, "Oh, I don't like that." She would say, "Oh, well, tough titty."
Yes, I'm fairly positive she would, but it could be different in somebody else's case. But I think I think when you get into a relationship with somebody and you delegate that out to them, I think that's just you giving up full control, and that person is making those decisions.
But the whole point of delegating, it comes from a higher up on down. So I feel like
Right.
delegation is saying that's a leader. It's not considered
Yeah.
a partnership.
Well, it's just like this has to get done. Like, right? Like we need this done for our home. Like that's not just something that he came up with. This is like it's old, things are falling apart. We need this done for our home. This is all you. Like this is you. This doesn't have anything to do with me. Is it his money that he made? Yes. But is it her making the decisions because
But it's hard to
into-
believe that he couldn't change a decision. He couldn't X a decision that she made. He couldn't say, "Oh no, this ain't happening."
I don't think if you just don't care about that stuff, like even with Chop, he don't even fuck about what the kitchen look like. Like he cares less about what it looks like. I'm the one who cared what it looks like. So it's
Yeah,
like,
but I would still
know.
argue y'all are in more of a partnership than a leadership and a delegate role.
I agree.
And I believe that most women function better in a type of partnership role rather than a leader. Because most independent women, if they were independent before, they're not functioning in a role where they're having somebody lead them. Like I said, they're not a Robin looking for a Batman. They're a Batman looking for a Superman. Robin was Batman's wingman, but Superman was Batman's equal. Even though technically it shouldn't be because Superman's way stronger. But still, in the eyes of Batman and Superman, they seen each other as equal. Batman didn't look at Robin as like anywhere near his equal. He was Robin, the fucking boy wonder. And I feel like most women, especially independent women, are not trying to play the Robin role. They're Batman in their eyes. They've been holding the shit down. They've been doing the shit by themselves. They're Batman in their eyes. And they're looking for a Superman. They're not looking for a nigga that's going to come in and start delegating shit and then they shrink down a level. I just personally believe that.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I guess I don't know. The definitions of traditional, and I guess we'll just have to call it traditional I don't know. Can't call it a traditional partnership. I don't know. I don't know what we call it, but
I don't,
yeah,
I don't think it's traditional anymore. I feel like it's modernized. It's
yeah. I think
what's
it's like modernized tradition because, like I said, in any situation where a man is taking care of 100% of the finances, I feel like that's traditional.
yeah. I mean,
I
I
do.
do. I think that is traditional. If a man is taking, yeah, taking 100% responsibility.
Yeah.
Words right now. Um, but
And I think a lot of those men, I think those women be probably making decisions too.
I don't know. I don't know if they're making they may make little decisions that don't affect the man, but I feel like big decisions they don't have too much weight in. I personally I
I
personally don't
don't
think that.
know.
Most people I
Maybe.
know in that situation, they're the women don't have they don't wear the hats to where they can make the big decisions in the household. Minor ones, yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe things when it comes to kids, some things that he believes that's in her lane, maybe like kids or the type of things the kids do or the type of extracurricular activities or whatever like that. But when it comes to something that actually affects his money, he still has to okay it. Be it even if it has to deal with the kids, he still has to okay it. I have a couple friends who they sit nice, they got bread, and yeah, their wife makes a lot of decisions, but when it comes to decisions that includes the finances, he still has to okay it because he's making the bread. He's the one paying for the
I
shit.
don't. I don't disagree. I guess there's very varying levels of control in different
It's,
situations.
it's like
It's just
contemporary traditional or some shit.
it's just
It's not
it
straight
just
traditional.
varies. All right. Well, we'll see. We're at like
Yeah, we had
uh,
almost an hour and 25 minutes, 20 22.
let's gonna wrap this baby on up.
Yeah, because I'm hungry. I'm
Same.
hungry,
I'm
and
like, yeah, it's time to eat.
it's 9:30, and I have no idea what the fuck we about to eat.
Mm.
I don't know if
I'm
we
about
want to
to go
finish.
do
If we
my
want to finish this
traditional
next one,
rolling.
you
Huh?
said what?
I said I'm about to go hop on my traditional role of cooking very soon.
I could do the non-traditional roll and cook, um, or just do the traditional roll and go buy some food.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, where's my phone so I can go on Uber Eats real quick.
I'm a
But
little salty because the Uber Eats said I had a coupon code, but then when I tried to use it, it said you already applied it, and I had it. But
I'd
yeah.
be in that support chat like support, run me my shit.
Oh, I ain't think about that
Yeah,
because they
and
said
they'll
it's
give it to you too.
40% off. Okay, you know what? That's what I'm about to do.
Yeah,
About to slide in that support room. We want to thank y'all for listening
boom.
to us.
He said it's
Hopefully,
time to eat.
hopefully at
Started
some
wrapping up
point
so fast.
we will get on some type of consistency, or maybe not. Maybe this is going to be our thing. We're just
I'm just
inconsistent.
not even gonna say. I'm gonna just see what happens because you know I'm
Um,
sure people are tired of these disclaimers. So
yeah, but
I'm like,
thank you.
see us when you see us. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, thank you, well wishers, and keep wishing us the best. We'll
Adios,
holla.
y'all.
Keep wishing us the best. Our podcast is better than the rest. You got an issue, better say it with your chest. Until then, keep wishing us the best. Keep wishing us the best. Our podcast is better than the rest. You gotta